Yo yo yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to a brand new F1 2020 video. Today I'm back with another league racing video, this time around Zandvoort, as you can see. PSGL round 6 or 7? I'm not sure exactly which round, but this is only gonna be my third race, as usually it clashes with Formula E. But Formula E was on a little bit of a break, hence why we can participate in PSGL. So next 3 rounds in PSGL I will miss again, as Formula E is starting next week on Thursday again, so won't be able to drive in PSGL then in those 3 rounds, as Formula E will be for 3 more weeks. So that's gonna be interesting. I'm just heading out for my first run in qualifying 1, as you can see, planning to do only 1 qualifying lap. I'm gonna leave a little bit more fuel in than necessary, as in case I invalidate I want to be able to still set a valid lap time. Going through, I should easily manage to go into Q2 just on 1 run. Don't want to waste any sets of tires. Same for Q2 really. I feel like I don't really need to use 2 sets to get into Q3. So maybe we do 3 runs in qualifying 3 then, or we can save 1 new set of soft compound tires for the race. But just gonna set my 1 and only qualifying lap in Q1 now, braking just before 50 meters down to 3rd gear. A little bit, the rear wants to step out mid-corner, as you can see. Means the car is on the edge, which is good. Exactly, we want to miss the apex there a little bit. Didn't really practice qualifying 1. I was just focusing on Q3 or short qualies. So yeah, this is not gonna be all ideal, but still. It's not going to be that much difference, just grip wise it's a little bit different. Rear wants to step out through there again. 29.640, which is quite good in Q1. Not ideal, but I think it's very solid. So yeah, been quite tidy so far, ever a little bit under the limit. Some small slides, which is fine as long as the tires don't overheat. Now going into the chicane, braking at the start of the curbs and then to 3rd gear. Don't want to cut. You see there, I was too low on the minimum speed, hit the inside curb, and then going into the last corner back to 5th gear, and then leave some margin on the exit so I don't invalidate. And then you can see as I come across the line, I would have still had enough fuel to do another push lap straight after this, but it's gonna be P1.
Right, that's
So
get me through.
Yep. Yeah, solid first qualifying lap, but let's skip through these next few laps a bit, as well, it's gonna be quite easy to move through to Q2 and Q3. So as you can see right there, P1 with my 1 and only qualifying lap by 600s. Nothing crazy on people that didn't went through wise. I felt like, well, my teammate Danny Moreno didn't went through, but he had internet issues, so he couldn't participate in the rest of qualifying and in the race. So yeah, let's head into Q2 results now. As you can see, P2 behind Lucas UK. Lucas UK did 2 flying laps, or used 2 new sets of tires, only did 1 new set. I've decided to go with 2 flying laps in Q3 and then save 1 new set of softs for the race in case of a late safety car. But quite a shocking exit, as you can see there, from Simon Weigang. Probably didn't really get a comfortable lap in. So out of Q2 he goes. So yeah, let's head into qualifying 3 now.
Good luck, man.
Thank you. So right, starting my final qualifying lap. Currently P2 behind Fabricio Donoso, who is not be able to set a last flying lap anymore. He already set his last flying lap. 107.713 is what we currently have. I felt like I at least could do a high 0.4. Or that was what I was comfortable with. Turn 1, a little bit under the limit, nothing crazy. Turn 2, got the exit pretty well. And then right here, it felt a bit weird. I got like a small screen freeze. It felt really weird. But after the qualifying I heard, or after the race I heard, more people were struggling with these issues. So maybe it's just a thing on Zandvoort or online around Zandvoort with a full lobby, not sure. But through that fast right-hander, it took it quite well. Missed the fast right-hander after that a little bit. But right here I'm gaining quite a bit of time back. You can see at some point there was 1.5 tenths down on my qualifying lap, so very poor qualifying lap so far. As Philip Reicheneder goes fastest, we are 3,000 faster than him going into the last sector. So I really need to make up time in that last sector right here. Now 800 up going into the final corner down to 5th gear. Early on throttle again, not really on the limit coming out of the final corner. And it's only gonna be a 107.591, which ended up...
That's enough.
Great job. Good recovery after sector 1.
No, it wasn't.
Last sector was good.
As Alvaro
PC
Carreton
is getting so bad, man.
goes
I'm
Paul.
having Such
As you can
small
hear me not being very happy with the lap.
screen
There was a lot more in there. I felt like just driving wise, but also some small screen freezes were not really helping a lot.
Good
So yeah,
position
not
to be
ideal.
in right here, so.
But in the end, starting P2 is more than good enough around Zandvoort. As in the end, Fabrizio De Noso did get another lap in, so I was wrong about that one. But yeah, starting P2 or P3 is fine around Zandvoort, as you can do quite a bit from those positions in the race. It's not the end of the world. So let's head into the race now. So as we're lining up on the grid now in P2 behind Alvaro Carreton, I felt like I was going to choose a soft to hard strategy. But I wasn't sure soft to medium was possible as well, so I really felt like I was gonna have to wait and see what others were gonna do. But yeah, starting ahead of Fabrizio De Noso and Philip Reicheneder. Reicheneder being in the championship title fight pretty much. Gonna be a real threat. He's gonna try and win this race, of course, to get maximum points, while Barry is not racing this time around. But yeah, heading into turn 1. We managed to go side by side with Alvaro Carreton, and we actually go ahead. We had a lot better start of the line, and now we have found ourselves gaining that one position we lost in qualifying 3, not
Great
setting a good enough lap. So yeah, and right now I felt like I'm not gonna push and use my ERS. I'm just gonna sit back and save my tire, save my ERS, save some fuel for when things start getting serious, as being in P1 or P2 in the first 18 laps doesn't really matter. You just need to prepare yourself for the end of the race, which is what I'm gonna do. So if Alvaro decides to push, we're gonna try and follow him around, of course, but I'm not gonna use my tires and energy to try and hold on to that P1 when he has the advantage of DRS, of course. So moving on to lap 4 then. Fabrizio De Noso with the fastest lap at the moment. We are still trying to manage those tire temperatures and tire wear. Alvaro within 4 tenths, within 3.5 tenths now. And he's gonna get DRS this time around, as he's within 1 second, of course. And he's gonna go for the overtake, as you can see. He turned on the overtake and he's gonna go for the move down the inside here. As I said before, I'm not gonna fight it right now. Maybe when we get to the pit stop phase, I will be a bit more forceful. But right now, I just wanna save my tires in case I want to stretch them a little bit longer and go for a soft to medium strategy maybe. But right now,
He's on 86% ERS.
copy. Actually, this gives me the battery info from Alvaro. So he didn't really use a lot trying to get past us. We are 10% lower, but obviously Alvaro having DRS regains probably slightly more ERS back. So I'm gonna try and recharge my battery a little bit now, which is really hard around Zandvoort because you're on such high downforce. But with the help of DRS, we might be able to do it.
90% behind you to come on his screen.
So now we're getting a little bit more to the pit stop phase. I'm really close behind Alvaro Carreton. Last time around I tried to pass him because I want to go first into the pits. So I basically have the track position in case we come out in traffic. So I used a bit of that ERS on the last lap, but Alvaro did the exact same to defend. But now I'm not going to use the overtake and try to just get past just by using DRS. Heading into turn 1 around the outside. He's pushing us a little bit wide on the apex, but gives us the space. He gets a little wiggle on the exit. And we managed to go around the outside into turn 2, into the lead again. As you can see, fastest lap of the race as well now. Crucial to get ahead in the pit stop phase. And now I have to use my tires that I saved in the past few laps to my advantage on this in lap, because I'm planning to come into the pits now. Philip Reicheneder already gone into the pits. I'm planning to go into the hards. and hope we come out ahead of all the traffic, which is going to be difficult, of course. Really tricky around here. Pit stop is short, only a 15-second loss, which makes the chance of getting out in traffic even bigger.
He's down to 50. He had the tyre indicator last lap as well.
So as you can hear there, Alvaro getting below 50% on that battery. Now going to the final corner, gap is 5 tenths, just over 5 tenths, and now I'm deciding to go into the pits ahead of Alvaro Carreton. Fabricio Donoso follows us into the pits as my pit crew comes out with the hard tires. Hard tires go on, so it's going to be interesting to see who decides to stay out for a few more laps and go
Good
for
decision.
mediums.
Your tyre wear's much better than theirs.
Okay, yep. So yeah, as you can hear there, tire wear slightly better than theirs. As coming out, I'm going to be behind. Oh my god, it's Joe in the Red Bull and side by side with Shazoo Hueni. He tries to fight me a little bit there, but obviously I don't want to be stuck behind someone on all the tires, so I'm gonna really push here, use a little bit of my ERS, and we get up into P9 again. Simon Weigang haven't made his pit stop yet, so crucial that Donoso and Preachnader are behind the people that have not made a pit stop yet, because that's helping me basically winning this race, as being stuck in that traffic that still hasn't made a pit stop is going to be crucial. That's going to be really damaging for your race. So really good we came out ahead of Shazoo Oeni and Simon Weigang, who still need to pit, and now I'm going to hand down. Oh my god, it's Joe, who's in the hards as well, probably looking to do hard to medium in this race. So
lots of cars between yourself and him.
So yeah, as you can hear JD say there, lots of cars between myself and Donoso. Preachnader and Donoso.
Donoso's crashed.
Copy. Crashed. As you can hear there, JD say, Preachnader and Donoso crashed on that out lap on their tires. Or Preachnader was actually on his first lap already. As Alvaro Carreton came into the pits and he went for the mediums. Alvaro cut pit exit.
Yeah, copy. And he's really going to struggle to get to the end. No, it's going to be very bad at the end.
Copy. As you can hear there, JD say the mediums from here on to the end is going to be extremely tricky, as we scheduled that the soft runners or soft to medium runners had to go at least until the end of 16 to make the strategy work. As Joe got a big moment there, decides to get out of the way, doesn't want to really bother or race. Joe, having stopped league racing quite a while back, deciding to come back, so he's getting into his rhythm again in the next few races. So not probably his favorite track as well, as he didn't really do any league racing on 2020.
I wouldn't fight it too hard if he tries to make it.
Zandvoort being new, of course, he hasn't really done a lot of Zandvoort running compared to all the people in this lobby who have done F1 esports around Zandvoort. So yeah, Joe will need some time to get into a flow around Zandvoort with limited practice. But yeah, Alvaro now on those mediums is going to be a lot faster, of course, but we're going to try and hold him off, of course, and once he does get past, we want to follow him around so he can pull us along. But now I still see plus 2 laps of fuel, quite a lot, but yeah, soon Alvaro will get past. You can see he's so much faster through this middle sector section. Just a way more grip, and especially through the next chicane, which is really mechanical, he's gonna have a big advantage. So I think he's gonna go past us on this lap, and I'm not gonna waste any ERS trying to fend him off. I just want to stay behind him, stick in his DRS basically. So now I guess he's gonna use the overtake button to try and get past me.
He's doing the overtake button now.
I'm gonna defend, but I'm not gonna use my overtake button. And he goes around the outside in turn 1. He has way more grip, as Alvaro puts the fast lap of the race as well. Now I'm just gonna follow him. Stick within that 1 second. Literally my only goal from now on is to stick within that 1 second window, as Alessio Di Capua went into the pits and came out 1.5 seconds behind us on the hards as well. So he feels like the hards is the better option as well. We felt the same. So yeah, now just gonna stick in the DRS and see how it unfolds from here. So now we'll move on to the end of lap 20. You can see Alvaro Carreton getting past Tom 97, who still has to make a pit stop. Tom still being out on the mediums. Alvaro getting past Tom 97, and now we're gonna. This is really important that we get past Tom ASAP. As Tom, being on all tires, of course, is gonna hold us up, as he just has a tire disadvantage. But that means Alvaro.
10%.
I know, I saw on the straight.
Alvaro, of course, now gonna break out of my DRS, as well, he has clear air and I do not have clear air, and stuck behind a car that has basically way worse tires than me. So only advantage we have is that Alvaro's tires eventually will drop off, and he has less ERS. As you can hear JD say, Alvaro got under 10% there, getting past Tom 97. So we're gonna try and get past Tom on the main straight now, but you can see Alvaro already 1.5 seconds ahead going into the last corner. We will gain a little bit back on this straight with the help of DRS.
Tom, the DRS, and no need to use the overtake.
Yep. Tom not gonna use the DRS and or didn't have DRS and goes into the pits. So going into turn 1, 1.3 seconds behind Alvaro. So it's crucial we push really hard now and to get back into the DRS of Alvaro, which we're gonna do. We're gonna use my hard compound, that are probably still slower, most definitely still slower, as they're only 10 laps old, and the soft mediums of Alvaro are 9 laps old. But we have the advantage with the battery, so I'm really gonna push here, use all my battery to close down that gap again and get within the 1 second. And I don't think it will take very long. You can see 37% on the battery. Alvaro's probably not regenerating anything as well. So yeah, I'm gonna use here again, gonna activate it and see if we can already get DRS this time around on the main straight. Heading into the chicane, it's 1.1 seconds, just under 1.1 seconds. So I'm gonna turn on the overtake here. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get it here. I'm gonna turn on the overtake again, and I think we just missed out there, but we still have 20%.
That's perfect.
Yeah, he's really, he's 5% ERS.
So yeah, as you can hear JD say, Alvaro on 5% ERS now, we on 25. So on this lap we should be able to get back into the DRS. We just missed out on that last lap, and now we managed to pull a 1 second gap to Alessio with slightly fresher tires. So race pace is being really good. Just gonna keep on pushing Josh Idowu in P4 and Timon in P5, but they won't really be a threat for the rest of the race unless something happens. So I'm just gonna keep pushing on this lap, and you can see there DRS detection coming up right here, and that means we're gonna get DRS on this middle straight and also in the main straight again. And as I was doing before, just gonna save my ERS and wait until Alvaro basically starts struggling with his tires. As we now move on to the end of lap 26, still behind Alvaro, but I felt like Alvaro was dropping off. Alessio was closing in again, as Alvaro's mediums were getting worse, of course, compared to the hards. But Alvaro really wanted to get behind me so he could recharge ERS. Obviously, we're not going to let it happen, and from here on, I'm just going to push as hard as possible, because if I try to save my tires here, then that means Alvaro will be a bigger threat, because we basically need to push as hard as possible, so Alvaro has to push as hard as possible as well, which makes him struggle on the tires towards the end, as he will definitely be in puncture territory towards the end. So from here on, I'm gonna push as hard as I can, use my overtake everywhere I can. Doesn't matter if it runs out, he will struggle towards the end. And at the same time, I don't want Alessio, of course, to get into my, or at least Alvaro's DRS, which
Alessio is under 10%.
Okay, so same as all. Alvaro is recharging behind me.
Yeah, he knows he's going to struggle, so he's going to just try and recharge, hang on to you.
So yeah, all three of
Almost
us
brake on the straight to let me go.
All of us
on about 20%.
Below 10%.
You can also maybe check Alvaro's tire wear on his stream.
Yeah, no, I'm keeping that on it.
So
he will be struggling quite a lot.
Alvaro will be struggling towards the end of the race, as I said before. but all three of us are struggling on ERS. So that means I'm just gonna keep using that overtake from here on until the end of the race. Recharging isn't really possible at the moment, so just gonna push that overtake button everywhere I feel like it's the most efficient, and try to get out of that ERS from Alvaro. So now moving on to lap 31, you can see
1.05 to Alvaro.
Alvaro still got DRS on the middle straight, but he's really struggling on those mediums now. You can see I have no battery left, as I said before. I'm just gonna keep using it now. But coming out of this last corner, he's not gonna get DRS.
I'm out.
Alessio is in the DRS of Alvaro.
Wisely, because Alessio is in a slightly better position.
Yeah, but he's 1.8 behind.
Yep. Just be mindful though.
So yeah, I have no ERS, but I still have quite a lot of fuel, so I'm gonna keep using that. My tires are fine, so I'm gonna keep using those as well to just get the gap bigger and bigger. Alvaro gonna try and stay ahead of Alessio, of course, but those mediums are dropping off aggressively.
His tires are looking quite bad now.
As you can hear JD say, Alvaro, his tires are looking really bad at this point. Alessio, having fresher tire than us, probably a slightly better pace than us at this point. I think he went into the pits 3-4 laps later, more or less. So yeah, don't think he will really be a threat anymore. We're 1.7 seconds ahead. We still have loads of fuel. Balance feels fine, so not really any major issues. I'm just gonna keep pushing and extend this gap to Alvaro. As we now move on to the last lap of the race, you can see we actually managed to extend the gap to Alessio on those slightly older mediums. Alessio got past Alvaro as well. So Alvaro is gonna make the finish on those mediums, which is something I didn't expect, but he just didn't manage to do it on a high pace, I would say. So race pace, you can see I'm going for a personal best across the line, a 1:10.433 winner. First race of the PSGL season, actually.
That's one.
As I finished second in my first race of PSGL, which was Austria, and then I think last week around Spa I finished second again as I got held in the pits. So yeah, first win of the PSGL season. 3 out of 3 podiums, very solid results so far. But well, I'm not really fighting for the championship, of course, as I'm missing all those races due to Formula E. But still, I think a very solid race. A little bit disappointed with qualifying, didn't really get everything out of it. But of course, had these small issues with screen freezes. But nonetheless, very good race. Chose the right strategy, went into the pits at the right time. Maybe a little bit too early, but I think I can be happy with this performance as Shizu Academy Yari gets driver of the day. Philip Racinator 0 points, so we actually move a lot closer to P2 in the championship. But Philip driving every race, of course, we are going to miss the next one, so we're very unlikely to get P2 or P1 in the championship. I think more realistically we're fighting for P3 in the championship with missing all those races. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more. And then see you guys next time. As you can see there, 2.459 seconds ahead of Alessio and 3.8 seconds ahead of Alvaro. So really stretch my legs there in the end. But for today, this is going to be it. Thanks everyone for watching and see you guys next time. Ciao.